Good evening, people, my people. It's your girl, Dr. She Cole, the culturally kinky curator, bringing you greetings from airport fatigue, irritation, and having a fantastic time connecting with longtime family, friends, extended family, and my relatives as I celebrated the life of my aunt, uh, Claudia Pouncey Foster. My aunt went to NYU to get her master's in education, as my dad went to NYU and received his master's in education as well, both from Albany, Georgia. And I had to take off the makeup. And one of my cousins from back in the day, Kim, said, I need to get people to stop saying beat. And she gave me a very in-depth reason for that, because makeup represents artistry, beauty, and the different colors that we paint on our face. And sometimes when you're using the terminology beat, it means different things for different people. So, that's a topic I may get into a little bit later, but I don't want to get into that without having a quick discourse with her. But I am not going to say that adjective. I'm just going to say I had to take off, my makeup and just kind of chill. I see a bump trying to come on this chin, like I was going to say the Rock of Gibraltar or Mount Kilimanjaro. I don't even know where it came from, child. But nevertheless, it has been an interesting journey. Like I said, I had a wonderful time in Albany, Georgia, where my father is from, honoring my aunt, my father's sister, as she was laid to rest. She was a first grade teacher, 38 years, noted as one of the best first grade teachers in Dougherty County. Students came, called, supported. It was just overwhelming to see. So I'm very appreciative of that experience and being a part of her family, her legacy, and continuing to carry the torch in education, as my father did before, and she did before I did. So keeping the family tradition alive to the best of my ability. But I have to say, I really love traveling to different places in the South, especially where I have family connection, because when you're around family, you get a recharge and you really get another level of remembrance of who you are, where you come from, what you're made of. So this video really is going to be an encouraging video, because something happened on my way back when we hit the Atlanta hub that really, really impressed me. It impressed me so much, and I wanted to share it with you, along with some thoughts about a film that I watched on the flight, Miss Juneteenth. And then there are a couple of little things that I just wanted to share with you that I purchased on my travels at TJ Maxx and at the beauty supply store. And these are some of the reasons why I love shopping in some areas that are predominantly African American or people of color, because there are so many different things you can get your hands on that are not readily available in other places. For instance, my mom has been asking me to find, and some of you have know about this product, and actually Roger Dwayne mentioned this in many moons ago in one of his videos, and I chuckled to myself because I was like, oh yeah, that's old school if you know what that is. Nadia Nola. Let me tell you something. I have been looking for this in Broward County for 6 months. My mother used to use Van Tech's Fading Cream by Fashion Fair. Fashion Fair was one of the first black cosmetic lines. Some of you know Fashion Fair. Please put a pink heart in the comments, because Fashion Fair had a pink casing before it went to like a peach type casing. But if you wore Fashion Fair, and that was one of the first foundations you've ever worn, and you know every Fashion Fair color, no matter what it was, had an orange undertone. If you know what I'm talking about, get in the comments, because I'm gonna know right then you're a real one if you know about this. But nevertheless, Fashion Fair has strictly gone online, and it may be available in JCPenney's. It used to be available in Macy's, more mainstream, early years, when there wasn't even any, makeup really, besides maybe Iman, in the stores for women of color. So Fashion Fair and like Clinique had some colors, but it was not widespread for us to find colors that actually matched us. So Fashion Fair was one of the first things I ever used as a makeup line. So Vantex, like I said, went to online sales pretty much strictly, with the exception of maybe being in like a JCPenney's or two. But the Fading Cream, it has vanished, and I found like one jar on eBay for like $200. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm not buying that. Okay, so with all that being said, the Fading Cream, in my family on my mom's side, we tend to get age spots and blotches right in this area. So again, we are not a family that bleaches. We don't believe in bleaching, but keeping the skin tone even is paramount. So when Vantex was no longer readily available and it became more and more difficult to purchase, we had to come up with other options. Well, my aunt and my mom used to use this back in the day. So when I found the one jar or two off of Amazon or Walgreens, wherever I found it, I bought multiples of whatever was there. This was 6-7 months ago. I clearly must have purchased every jar of Natty Enola in Broward or on the internet, because I was never able to find it again. So fast forward, Albany, Georgia, last few days, relaxing with the fam. My cousin Claudia and I had to do a little shimmy to the beauty supply because she was getting her products, and I was helping her out with what she needs to get for her hair, because she's definitely a lazy natural, but she has the most beautiful mane of hair. I don't even want to say it because she's so conceited. She's cute though. She deserves it. But I'm just saying, girl, she gave me such a hard time. I had to give her a little diva cut, and we'll get into that in another video because that was a lot, but it was so much fun. But yeah, she is not one that lacks self-esteem. So we purchased the Natty Enola. I was like, girl, I need multiples. So when I say my mother is going to be, and this is not all of them. I bought like 5 or 6 of these. Okay. Because I said I need to have my mother fully equipped, because she doesn't have any wrinkles and she's in her 80s. No wrinkles. Beautiful. So she's like, let me go with this. It works for me. I don't have to go foo-la-la at the Ulta trying to find another type of cream to use, because we did try that. She didn't like any of them. So thank God for Albany Beauty Supply. So I know where to go or send my cousin that lives in Albany to hook me up. So also in my travels around Albany, TJ Maxx, nationwide chain, little tchotchkes you can get, little items as you're walking out. So my cousin spotted a mug, and I love a good mug for some tea. Something about the mug as an accessory for your self-care, little kit that you have. It's a wonderful accessory to have when you have cute little mugs. It just puts the button on the situation, at least for me. People are like, it's a mug. Never you mind that. I like it. So, what I love about Albany, Georgia, again at the TJ Maxx. Now, if you all have seen this mug with the girl with the beautiful head wrap turban at every TJ Maxx across the land, I stand corrected. Okay? I stand corrected. But I thought it was so cute to actually find a mug with a young lady on a bike with the beautiful bangle earrings, bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. I don't see a Fendi bag or a bad attitude, but I love this and it puts me in a good mood. Bars. But the point is this. You can tell I am tired. But I just really love this mug. It's so nice and ethnically rich and classy. And I'm going to enjoy a lot of tea with this particular mug. So the piece that I wanted to talk about also was Miss Juneteenth. It was a great film. I did not see it on Netflix because I didn't get to see the last like maybe 7 minutes because we were starting to descend and land. But I did go on YouTube and you can see Miss Juneteenth on YouTube. Let me tell you, and the gentleman who played one of Issa Rae's last boyfriends in Insecure was co-starring with another young lady that I've seen. She was actually the wife of, in 45, Jackie Robinson. She played co-star to Black Panther. And I know that child's name. Chadwick Boseman. I'm tired. But nevertheless, she played his wife in 45, Jackie Robinson. So those two were the leads in this Miss Juneteenth film. And not to get into the entire film because I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but there was one pivotal moment that may not have been really pivotal to other people, but it was pivotal to me because the storyline really captures a mother who went through a hard time and a struggle, and there was a particular pageant that was called Miss Juneteenth, and this was like the key in access to girls in that area to get a full scholarship to a HBCU of their choice, and they went on to do amazing things as a result of participating in this event. But the young lady who was basically living through her daughter because she, you know, made some choices and went a different path. There was a pivotal moment in the movie that deals with her hair. And it was symbolic. It was not anything verbal. It was totally, the symbolism of it all was fantastic. And it really touched me. If anyone happens to watch Miss Juneteenth and you can get in the comments about it, let me know what you think. I don't want to ruin the film for anyone, but I definitely think it is a must watch, especially in the spirit of it being Juneteenth. You should definitely check it out. Number one, I would definitely consider it a black indie edge film, like an American Black Film Festival type of feel. Quality writing and acting. Check it out and let's have a discourse about it. But not to give, and I probably gave a whole lot of the movie away, but forgive me. I'm working on my whole Siskel and Ebert breakdown because I love movies, and we're going to be talking about movies, historically accurate movies and adaptations on this channel. But what I will say is this, and I mentioned this on my Instagram post, and please, if you're not following me on Instagram, please check me out at Dr. She Cole, at Dr. She Cole on Instagram. I think it's beautiful how much we are as women, particularly black women, are embracing our hair. I saw more natural hair than I've ever seen. And that's one of the takeaways from COVID. My cousin had gone natural. I hadn't seen her in almost 2 years, and she went natural. almost everybody that I saw went natural, and I had such a great time. I did my cousin's hair. I did both of my cousin's hair, all the kids. I cut my cousin's hair like I mentioned earlier. You'll see that in some of the video footage because I have so much. I'm going to splice together a nice little video of everything that kind of took place because I visited Albany State University, highlighted some things from what my dad shared with me when he pledged Alpha. So one of the things he told me he had to do when he was online, and, you know, just different things. But what I find beautiful is that there's such a movement of embracing who we are. And I know I'm embracing myself more and more every day as I'm on this journey. And I love my hair. I love my hair. And I remember a time when I just did not like my hair. And it was because it was at the ending phase of me having a perm, and I was tired of paying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I swear, if we had the money we put into our hair with perms and everything that we've done, we would have a nice 403B or a Roth IRA, stocks, annuity, whatever. I mean, we could have stock in Amazon with the money we've spent on our, with the money that we've spent on our hair. Not saying that natural hair products will, you know, we could buy some stocks with that experimentation too. But the point that I'm saying is, I look at the natural hair products and the exploration thereof as an investment in myself. So I'm not mad at any of the products that I've purchased, even if I didn't like them or they didn't work for me. I'm so happy because with that exploration and with that experience and education, I was able to help out my cousin and do, you know, her hair, her mom's hair, the children's hair, because they live in Milwaukee and there's not a plethora of, I guess, natural hairstylists out in her vicinity. And I was happy to help her. And it was just so cool to be able to do that and just love on my family in that way. It was so cool and I enjoyed it. Up talking at 2 o'clock in the morning, doing hair, just chit-chatting and reminiscing. It was really a beautiful experience, and I am so happy. I went to the Hydra Bar right before, I got my hair done at the Hydra Bar in Coral Springs right before I knew I was going to have to travel, and I literally just wet my whole head. I didn't put any more product in it. I just have the same gel that they use at the Hydra Bar, and they are now marketing and selling their own gel. I did put in an order just so I could have it. But they were sold out. But this gel, the specialty or what the gel specializes in is holding water. Because I do believe they're, and I'll get a point of clarification because I don't want to misrepresent their business. But the Hydra Bar, clearly Hydra water. When I started to mention oils, creams, etc., Judith gave me a little bit of the stank eye about, oh no, you don't want your hair to get accustomed to, you know, the oils and the, look, Judith, I'm going to use cream and I'm going to use oil, butter, just like I like cream in my coffee, butter on my cornbread. The same applies to my hair. I'm not switching now. I have had success. But what I will say is that the gel that she used from the Hydra Bar is bomb. Because this is definitely a week old. And I just, like I said, put a little water on it. I just pulled the product, you know, reactivated the product, did a little shake, and that's it. And my hair does not look ashy. It's moisturized, it's pliable, the cast has a gradual breakdown. So, and I don't mind a cast, I say that all the time, but I love that gel. So, you know, I'm going to talk to the owner and see what's cracking with that, because I would love to advertise that when they get it back in stock. Like I said, I put in an order and it said sold out, but payment was processed. So I'm sure that'll be fine. I'll be shimmying over down to the Hydra Bar to see what's up. So it's all good. But Judith, the young lady who does my hair at the Hydra Bar, did a fantastic job. It was a nice little cut and so forth. And I am just loving my hair, loving the look, loving life. So that was cool. And the other piece of information that I wanted to discuss as it relates to my Atlanta trip, as I kind of diverted a little bit to the Hydra Bar and my hair and so forth. When I arrived in Atlanta, there is something about, and I feel like I just talked all in a circle. I know I talked about Juneteenth, the pivotal moment that spoke to me in that particular movie as it relates to the hair. Then I did a diversion, and now I'm going to talk about my final thoughts with my trip to honor my aunt as we laid her to rest. So in Atlanta on the way back, I was so impressed with a woman that I saw. There's something about the spirit of Black people and what we have gone through as a culture and as human beings that resounds in my spirit. I feel like the spirit and the tenacity of the African diaspora can never be quenched. Never. I am so proud to be a woman of color. And I hope I don't get emotional because I'm thinking about my aunt, I'm thinking about my father. And I looked at various artifacts while I was home. And just seeing, census documentation, birth certificates that said Negro and things of that nature, and everything that we have come through as a people through the African diaspora and what we've been able to create in the midst of all of the struggle and the pain. I went to the ladies' room, and traveling and COVID and all that, I was just like, oh my God, this is too much for me. But there was a line in the bathroom, and this young lady, she probably was maybe she was 50, maybe she was 55. It doesn't crack, so I can't differentiate what age we are anymore, because some of us just are doing really, really well in that department. But when I walked in the bathroom, she said, "Hello, ladies." I was like, "Hello." She goes, "Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia. I hope you had a good flight." "Oh yeah, we had a great flight." She was saying this to every person that came in. And I noticed she had a wad. Let me get the example. I'm going to use this Ottawa Bayo Mint Deep Conditioning Treatment. You see how thick this is? She had a wad of cash in her palm like this as she was greeting everybody, but she had the cash in one hand. She said, "Give me the isms to put the cash in my hand." She had the cash in one hand, and the other hand she was wiping down every sink, saying, "Here's another sink. It's dried off for you. Here you go. Ma'am, you can come over here next." Not only did it help the line move faster, but the greeting, number one, I peeped she had money in her hand. So that let me know she was taking tips, but it wasn't like she had to ask. You just peeped the technique. So I went, handled my business, but I had my 5 in my hand on the way out. So before I even got to my sink, I just put it in her hand. Thank you so much, sis. God bless you. God bless you too. Here's a dry sink. Da 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 da. Wash, wash. Keep it pushing. Everybody. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. Boom, boom. Everybody interacting, but boom, in, out, in, out. Man, you can go over here. You can go over here. It told me several things. One, she's a hustler. And I respect it because she knew how to time when the flight was, or flights were, we were getting off of the plane. We were, offboarding, whatever it's called. So you know that traffic is going to be heavy. She was ready. Now there was another sister on the outside playing around, not getting the paper. Now, maybe they were working in shifts. I don't know. But the sister inside the bathroom, who was not worried about, she was thankful to have a job. Listen, I had no problem giving her money. None. I love to see it. And some of you might think, oh, well, I thought you were going to start talking about maybe a CEO or a CFO or a COO. You can have a COO, CFO spirit. Maybe your skill set or your life set did not afford you the opportunity to do anything beyond the scope of maybe wiping down a sink for a patron to come in and you're getting a tip. But guess what? That was the most memorable and the most professional experience, going through all the COVID traveling and all the nonsense. But that made the trip, that was an enjoyable aspect of the trip for me, because I saw somebody with heart and making the best out of their situation, not complaining, not being stank, none of that. Just hustling, heart, humble, with a wad. Look, where's my example? With her wad in her hand. Now, did she have a stack of ones or was it construction paper? I don't know. But I know that I didn't give her construction paper. Something to learn there. Make the most out of your area where you are. I always have a saying in my classes that I teach on the collegiate level. You need to operate on your square and do the best job you can do on your square. Make the most of what you have on your square. Don't worry about the right. Don't worry about the left. Just focus on your square. And look at how blessed you can be and what you can build as a result of that. Amazing. That lady blessed my soul today. She really did. Making the best out of her situation, being kind. And people will just, like I said, she didn't have to, look, she didn't have to be a woman in the evening district. And there, listen, and I'm not judging anybody, but, well, you know, who knows? We make jokes sometimes. I have this horrible joke, but I'm not going to talk about it now. But, you know, some of us are not nimble. Like that young lady who was an entertainer and did some type of a trapeze act and busted her face, and she wound up on the Wendy Williams show. Right. Exactly. You got to know where you got to know your strengths. You got to know your strengths. Stay in your lane. I'm here to educate. I'm an educator, not just on school. So you need to know where you fit in. So she said, you know, I can do it a lot. I can do well here. I can get some singles in this bathroom wiping these sinks down and walk out with my hip intact. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Oh my God, I'm so tired. But that's the truth though. You better know, listen, you better know your limitations. Know your limitations and know where you can excel from, because there is beauty and freedom in that. There really, really is. And being home and getting back to some of the basics and being around family after not being around family for so long. Going to my dad's gravesite. Father's Day is tomorrow. So it's a little rough. But you can celebrate what your family has left you with and the tools that they have blessed you with. So with that being said, it's your girl, Dr. Shecole, the cultural curator, signing off. Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth. These are happy tears. And I'm going to get some rest. All right. You all have a good one. Bye-bye.